Margaret has been a leader in international asset management for almost 28 years. Her work has included advising individuals, families, pension plans, endowments, foundations, and government agencies at firms ranging from large global asset managers to startups, including BNY Mellon, Marriott Private Wealth, State Street Global Advisors, and Barclays Global Advisors. Margaret has also had a long and active association with CFA Institute and CFA Societies Toronto. She was chair of the board of governors of CFA Institute in 2011, served as the CFA Society Toronto board from 2002 to 2005, and chaired the board from 2003 to 2004. Margaret is a founding member of the CFA Institute Women in Investment Initiatives, a recipient of the Alfred Morley Distinguished Service Award in 2014, and a member of the Future of Finance Content Council. So let's give a warm welcome for Margaret Franklin.
Thank you. Thank you. So this is actually one of my most favorite things to do, is to actually welcome new charter holders into the CFA Institute family. It is my great pleasure to be here this evening with the St. Louis Society, particularly because actually Joan, who is your executive director of the Society, asked me to be here before I had even actually started the job. So you guys are way ahead of the curve. As Nong pointed out, it's day 1 of month 3 in my new job, and I love anything to do with new CFA charter holders. I got my charter in 1997. I wrote it when my first level, when my son was 3 months old. I was working at State Street Global Advisors at the time, and I can say now he is 26. He's survived actually CFA. We didn't have to set up a therapy fund for him at all. But I do remember the moment when he was 2 years old for Mother's Day, and he stood up in front of me for Mother's Day gift and said, "My mummy studies the Black-Scholes option pricing model." I thought, I better get this damn exam or like this kid's gonna be a mess. So I will tell you, I'm the oldest of 6 siblings. I'm the only one in business. I'm certainly the only one who has my CFA. My brothers are in the entertainment business, and they tell me that I'm actually rather boring, so I should use other people's professional expertise, which you will see in a minute. First of all, I want to welcome all of you here tonight to the CFA family. It is an amazing family. It is 168,000 members. 164 markets all around the world, and 158 local societies. You may or may not be aware, now that you've passed this august thing, that the designation is actually more than that. It's the gold standard, it's the highest standard, and it's globally recognized. I'm a Canadian. I come from Toronto, and I can tell you that everywhere I go in the world, everybody knows CFA Charter. So why is that? It's because it's hard-earned, it's well-respected, and it's globally recognized. No matter where you find yourself in the world on your career journey, when an employer sees Charter on your resume, you've distinguished yourself. You've demonstrated commitment and mastery. When an investor sees CFA following your name on a fact sheet or on your business card, they know that you have unparalleled investment expertise and professionalism. More importantly, they know that you chose to pursue this designation, to hone your skills, and that you adhere to the highest ethical standards. And perhaps more importantly, that they know you put their interests ahead of your own. By earning the charter, you've also aligned yourself with our mission at CFA Institute, which is to lead the investment profession by promoting the highest standards of ethics, education, and professional excellence for the ultimate benefit of society. So let me tell you that when I was on the board 4 of us actually sat down we were commissioned to sort of rethink our mission. And we kept those first part, right, about ethics, education, and professional excellence. But we didn't actually finish the thought, which was for the ultimate benefit of society. And when we actually had put those words down, we were rather ashamed that we hadn't thought about the extension of what we do, what we think is a noble profession, and its purpose. Our profession is a vital role in the global economy. When you think about it, people save up their money, and then we allocate capital to investment opportunities, companies, asset classes that make a difference for our economy and for our communities in which we all work. If we succeed in this endeavor, then I can guarantee you we will make a difference in this world. So one of the people who is on the board of governors of the CFA Institute is Bob Bruner. He's the former dean of the Darden School of Business. He's well-renowned and well-published. And we were at our last board meeting, and he said, you know, it's sometimes very hard to distinguish between the very good and ethical and everybody else when markets are great. But there will surely come a time when we can tell the difference between those that are educated and those that are ignorant, those who have ethical standards and those who don't, and those who absolutely strive for professional excellence and those who are self-interested. We believe a career in finance is a noble one, particularly if you hold yourself to the highest standards. I became a charter holder, as I said, in 1997, and I can tell you that it was an absolute game changer for me. I started out in the business as a very, very junior person. There's not a job in the industry I haven't done. And I came in the early 90s. And back then, women were, you started out essentially as an assistant. And when I got my charter, I was one of 4 women doing what I did. I looked like I was about 12. So I really didn't probably have the credentials or look the part. But as soon as I had my CFA charter, I had credibility. And it was because I proved that I could master the content, that I cared deeply about the profession, and I cared about serving our clients. I was seen as a cut above, and I think actually most charter holders are, because you could spend your time doing other things, but in fact you don't. You chose to pursue professional excellence. You chose 4 years, 1,000 hours, probably 9,000 pages of curriculum and 18 hours of exam, as opposed to doing something else. I will tell you, though, the big secret is that I'm a Canadian. The thing that you will appreciate most, which is a kindred spirit here in St. Louis, is that first glorious weekend in May when you're not studying, priceless. So it's true. And actually, I've led teams, so I still have analysts sort of 22 years later that have worked for me up until 2 months ago, who work for me, and every single May I go home to my husband and say, oh my God, I'm not studying. This is the best thing ever. So, as I said to you earlier, I come from a family of people who are either teachers or in the entertainment business. They tell me I'm boring. Here is, when I was on the board, I used to give these types of speeches, and I found this ad. In fact, one of my brothers found it for me, and I think this is just about sums the whole thing up. So let me play this video for you.
I'm on my way to my office. I'm going to get my exam results. It's level 3 CFA. It's been hugely important for me. I've spent about 5 years of my life trying to get through to this level. I didn't sleep at all last night. I'm going to log on now to the AIMR website, and I'm going to try and find my results. It's a US site, so it may take a little bit of time. Not that confident. Just going to put in my candidate number now. This is what I've been waiting for 3 months to get. Yes, I made it! I did it! This has been 5 years to getting this. I'm so pleased about this. Oh, I'm shivering.
So actually, this is your 70th anniversary, and I know Nong was looking for archival material. I can tell you this is very old. But it is, for those of you on this side of the room, it is an ad actually for whiskey. And there were only 3 ads for this: getting married, having a baby, and getting your CFA. Enough said. So let me pause for a moment and congratulate us, to say in my role as president and CEO, and on behalf of everybody at the CFA Institute, I'd like to congratulate all of our brand new charter holders on your incredible accomplishment. Will you please join me in a round of applause for them? It is a journey that very few of you embark upon alone. I know my husband let me study, my mother-in-law actually helped me, and my son, as I said, was fine at the end of it all. Family members probably took on extra opportunities, your employers gave you time off, your colleagues probably mentored you, those who had the CFA charter, and your friends probably, while they were upset you weren't joining them, they probably patted you on the back. So for all of the family and friends and employers and colleagues who are here tonight, for all those charter holders, can we please give them a big round of applause? Thanks to everyone in this room for what they've done to support you in large and small ways. We all collectively congratulate you and look forward to your ongoing professional success. But I want to do more than actually congratulate you here tonight. You are now evangelists for our mission. You have the right to deputize to fly the CFA Institute flag. No matter your specific job, be it working for a pension fund, a fund manager, or advising clients, part of our role at the CFA Institute is to lead the way into the future on behalf of investors everywhere. Our business is frankly one that is handsomely rewarded. One of the ways to remember that is to look on occasion at the national household average income. And that, for me, is a pretty particular number because it reminds you how hard it is for people to save money enough to hand it over to our profession. And when you do that, it's no small feat, and we have to treat it with such respect. It's a role that we take very seriously at CFA Institute, stewardship of other people's capital. As new charter holders, we hope you will do the same. You are joining us also at a critical juncture. Our industry is transforming before our very eyes. Change in our industry is nothing new, of course. You know, stocks used to trade on sheets of paper, and shares now move between counterparties faster than a blink of an eye, literally. Blockchain will be an enormously big impact on our business. But in the frenzied discussions around new buzzwords, fintech platforms, and venture capital funded unicorns, okay, this week probably isn't a great week for that, disruption is often portrayed as something new. That is not the case. It may feel intense, but disruption has been a fact of life for our industry for quite some time. For many clients, both retail and institutional, the combination of technology and personal advice holds the key to the most productive and trusting relationships. CFA Institute conducted a survey entitled The Next Generation of Trust. In it, we found that trust cannot be achieved solely via more sophisticated technological offerings. However, the survey showed that technology can be an important component of raising trust. Many investors say that they rely on humans for advice, but see technology as a complementary tool. Smart use of technology, therefore, increases trust when combined with the human touch. We think about this as AI plus HI, artificial intelligence plus human intelligence. We need to adapt to this brave new world. For some of us, that means developing skills that may not come naturally to us, the so-called soft skills, listening, empathy, understanding. These abilities are important no matter if your clients are large institutions a small retail client, or internal clients at work. The responsibility to adapt to disruptive times falls on all of us. You may hope that your client or employer simply trusts that you are staying current, but that ignores the duty of a professional to earn a client's trust. It has never been more important than today for us to take the lead in continuing professional development. So you have been through this amazing experience. It's a bit cult-like, I will admit. And now you're going to start the rest of your professional journey. It is a critical component of our duty to clients to keep up those standards of practice to which you will be asked to attest annually as a condition to carry your charter. We can help support you in a way, frankly, that we haven't been able to in the past, by providing you a host of materials tailored specifically to you. Over the course of the next year or more, we are launching a transformative professional learning that will help you as a professional. I remember when I got my charter, I very shortly after was asked to join the Toronto board, and that kept me quite engaged. But now we see that professionals are mobile, that they will probably change 6 times in their career in a meaningful way. And our new technology, our new learning ecosystems, and our new content will be able to help you identify where your skills are now, where you need to be, and with content that can actually address your own professional learning. It may seem odd that after 10 years after the financial crisis, the future of our profession does remain unclear. But for those of you who are here, you are uniquely qualified to help lead the way forward. So what should you look forward to now that you're a newly minted charter holder as you look out onto the new horizon? As a member, you can rely on us, CFA Institute, and your local society for a variety of career resources, from continuing professional development, career activities, networking, and social events. You will have access to leadership opportunities and chances to build your resume. I can tell you, as actually an accidental but lifelong volunteer, it actually did hone my skills. It introduced me to people that I would otherwise not have met. And for a Canadian from Toronto, and I think for many of the people here from St. Louis that I've had the opportunity to talk to over most of today, it introduces you to a very global world. And as you will soon recognize, global means very local with global practices, those things that are best in practice, but suitable uniquely for you here in St. Louis. So I would encourage all of you to volunteer here in St. Louis to make an impact where it matters to you most. It's also one of the best ways to make connections both locally, and more broadly to make your membership count. I will say one thing that I've been most impressed with in my day of meetings here is the integrity with which you hold the charter. I had the opportunity to meet with Edward Jones earlier this afternoon, and nobody gets into any position of investment decision making without a CFA charter. And that is an extraordinary testament to the quality and integrity with which you bring to your clients. I've been impressed. We had a CEO and CIO discussion this afternoon. It was incredibly on point, relevant, and understood the changing complexity and dynamics of our business. You all took different routes and paths the road to become charter holders. But regardless of why or how you got here, we're all united by a common mission. When we collectively advocate for our professionalism and bring the ideals of serving others, earning trust, and being a force for good to life through our work, we all rise and we all prosper. Once again, my heartfelt congratulations to all of you and welcome to our community. Thank you very much for having me here this evening.